Well, hey everybody, it's me, Sherry, and welcome back to another studio vlog. I'm trying to do these every Wednesday and just kind of to keep myself on track, to keep myself sewing and busy, and to kind of let you guys know what's happening in the studio here. And in little bits and pieces of my everyday life. And today is another super windy day out. We barely kind of got missed with tornadoes this morning. It was crazy. This is the second day of April, and we had warnings go off this morning, and I had another job interview this morning, and thankfully I didn't have to go when the tornado was going on. That would have been really bad. So I'm trying to find a suitable part-time. I have one already. And another one came up. People asked me to come there and work. I'm not sure I want to do it. The second one is a deli position, has nothing to do with sewing. But we will see. They do need help. And I did work there before, so I know some of them. So we'll see if I come in and rescue them during their busy season. I don't know if I'd be rescuing them, but, a little extra help, I might do it. But anyways, I wanted to give you guys an update on the job I took. And it's a sewing job. And I want to tell you, I don't know if any of you have worked in a factory setting before. It was really good for me to see. And I like the job. It's hard. It's hard on me because I have whiplash in my neck. And it hurt my neck just sewing all day. Like when I'm here and I'm sewing, I'm up, I'm moving around, I'm designing, I go to this machine, I'll go here, I'll go maybe throw some laundry and come back, I'm moving all the time. But there, you're really pretty much at one machine doing like binding or sewing or whatever. But it was so fun to use the industrial machines. Oh my gosh, I'm spoiled now. They go so fast and then they have auto cutters on the thread and auto back stitching and all this stuff. I may never be able to use a regular sewing machine again. Not without a little bit of sorrow in my heart. But yeah, the factory I'm working at, they make gun holsters. That's what they do. But it was really fun to do. A lovely group of ladies I was working with. I'm still working there. I got to go tomorrow. And the day I'm putting this video up is the day I made it. So you're getting like latest up-to-date news. As far as the studio goes and sewing machines, my little Bernina had sort of an accident. I started cleaning it and the motor has been getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And I thought, I wonder if it's got a bearing or something. I'm making a little bit of noise. I wonder if there's a bearing, there's something I could oil. So when I took it apart, I found out that the motor brushes were pretty much destroyed. So it's a wonder it even ran at all. So it's resting right now. I'll show you what I'm using. I bumped my camera on. I'm using my Singer, my heavy duty Singer. I have to watch some videos and I reset the timing on it. It seems to be sewing fine and it is faster. So I was getting more done with it actually. But hopefully, I really like my Bernina. So hopefully I've got the brushes. They're little, I don't know if you guys know what it is, but it's like a magnet that sits against the copper wiring of a motor. And they're on springs. Well, those brushes had worn down to there's just almost nothing left of them and they needed replaced. So hopefully that's all it is with that. And I can have my little Bernina back and running. But I had to create a different board to get this one here in because it didn't fit. So that took some time. And I'll show you my first project having this one in here. What I made here in just a minute. But this little pincushion fit on here just perfectly. And if you guys don't have one of these, you've got to make one for your machine. Oh my gosh, it's one of those things I didn't know that I needed until I had it. It's like I was missing it. But basically all I did was I took, the jeans with the stretchy waist. This is the elastic that's used in them. So I took a piece of that, out of a pair of jeans I'd cut up. And I sewed it, I stitched it on by hand to just this little tiny pillow, basically. There's no, if I had sawdust shavings, though, the right kind, that's what would have been in here, but I didn't have that. But it still works great. And it's so handy just to be right here, and just put them up there. And then I can reach across from the table, or I'll fill up, I'll take them from here, and I'll fill up this pin cushion and put this back over on the table. I do see a lot of people use like big bowls of needles and stuff too, but you still got to have some place to stick your needles when you take them out of your project, right? And so this worked great. I'll put it on here in a minute. It works great. I made the second one here, this cute little one for your finger, like this cute little one, but I don't use it as much as I thought I would. It seems like when I put it on and I go to use it, and it doesn't jab me because there's a wooden button here. And this is just hot glued. I just hot glued some petals shapes to it. And then this here is just a circle that you stitch around the edge of it and pull it and stuff it. That's all it is. And before I glued it onto here, though, I put that little stretchy elastic in there, and that's glued on the inside there. It wasn't hard to make, and it's handy, but the thing is, I find myself when I'm using it, I bump it on everything, because it's on my hand. It'd probably be far better to have the wrist one, and I have made a wrist one, this one, but when you go to wear it, you have to be careful because it doesn't have a hard bottom. So I have to be careful to make sure all my needles are like this. Otherwise, you jab yourself when you use it. But it's more handy than this one. But I tend to only just, because normally when I'm pinning, I tend to only use the one, where did I set? Oh, this one here, which I got off Temu, hard bottom one, and but it doesn't have the sawdust in it. When you get this ones with a special sawdust, I forget what it is, black walnut I think is what they use, it actually will help keep your needles sharp. And then there's also a sand that they use in them, and that will help keep your needles sharp. These are just fiber fill. You can tell it's just fiber fill, but I tend to only use this one and this one. But I like this one here. It's the handiest because it's just right here for me to put everything in. But anyways, back to the job. I do like the job, but it's only a couple days a week. I really need at least 3. So I'm trying to decide if I should do something else or focus more on my business. I just wanted something that I knew I had a steady paycheck, that I knew I could count on, because it's just me. I don't have a husband who's making money to pay bills and I can just hobby on the side. So I don't have that. I have to make it all work. So I don't have anybody else to help me. So, which is fine. It's just that I know a lot of ladies that are like, oh, I just sew pillows, I do that, but they're not making the full income off that. That's just hobby income. I have hobby income and almost enough, but the thing is that when your bills are due, your electric bill's due, it is due, and it's not paid with dreams. So, electric company doesn't say, well, okay, well, we'll see how you do next month. So anyways, yep. Let me show you what I made on this one. It's really pretty. It's more of a fall color, though. Let's see if I can move you around over here. And I might even kick another light on. It's kind of dark in here today. Isn't that pretty? Look how pretty this is. It turned out so pretty. I went with this. This is one of my most popular colors. It's a brown and yellow theme. And it sells really well in my shop. But it is more of a fall color, so it may stay there till fall. But I thought that turned out so pretty. And it's basically following the tutorials that I already have up on my channel. I just wanted to show it to you guys how pretty that is. And I was really proud of how that one turned out. And that was, it goes a lot faster when your machine can go faster. So I was really happy about that, the way that turned out. The zigzag on my Singer is a little bit different, which was interesting. It's still a zigzag, but I don't know if you want to say it's sharper. I'm not sure how you'd say the bit, like, even on the lowest setting, like that one I noticed can go much wider than my Bernina can. So, and it's much more consistent because my Bernina has a way, it's got that slide knob on the side. So it has a way of just working its way down and down and down. So your stitch gets longer and longer and longer. You don't even notice it pretty soon. You've got a long stitch going on, which is kind of funny. I don't know, maybe I'll stick with a Singer for a while and see if I make more progress. I'm waiting on the parts anyway, so. Well, I don't know how much spring has sprung in your area, but our dogwoods are in bloom now, the forsythias, pear trees. I mean, everything's just blooming out there. I can't even get myself to mow my yard, even though I need to, because that purple flower is just everywhere, and I feel like I'm living in a flower field. It's so pretty. But the fescue here is already up like this tall. And my lawnmower, excuse me, my lawnmower isn't this strong, doesn't have the biggest motor on it, so I can't let it get too high or I'll have to take the brush hog out instead. But anyways, I noticed a lot of the bushes, even my lilacs are blooming. It's beautiful out there. It's just been windy. Terribly windy. The oak trees haven't yet got their leaves, but I see the other trees. I don't know, I think that might be the maple, but the maple, those little helicopter things have come on. I call them helicopters, but they spin seed pods. Oh, I have a funny story to tell you about that. A few years ago, I put these vinyl gutters on my house and gutter guards, and not thinking, it seems wise, right? Put gutter guards on. And we had a big, and since then we'd cut it down. But there was this big silver maple tree in the yard, and it was mostly dead, but it was big. And it put off all those little helicopter things. And I come out one day, and those little seed pods were standing up just like perfectly lined up little soldiers. That gutter guard, just a whole rows of them. I thought, oh my gosh, how am I even going to get them out? It was hilarious, the things you don't think of in life that you go to do, and it just turns out totally different than what you planned. I told my son, I said, I will just stress and worry about how something's going to turn out and try to plan it, try to fix it. And it always gets fixed, but never really usually exactly the way I had planned it or thought that it would happen. So I feel like I just waste my time anymore. I'm best off just to move forward, do the best I can, and let things just kind of fall where they may. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes planning things, sometimes it kind of works, but on big life things, a lot of times it just seems to happen. I don't know, does life just happen to you and you just kind of go along with it? I don't know. But yeah, so that's as far as the studio goes. Once I get my job situation sorted out, I will know how much time I have to spend in the studio. I'm thinking about working two for a little while to see which one I like and which one pays the best, which one I like, and then drop the other one. So I might be a little short on videos for a couple weeks coming up. I think on the other job, I think I start next weekend or something. And then I'm going to see which one I like and which one I don't like. And I'm probably just going to keep the one. And then that way I have studio time. It's kind of what I'm thinking. That's where I'm at today. That's how I feel about today on it. But I just want to give you guys a heads up if there's a week or so where videos are running a little short. It's because I'm sorting out this life situation here. Trying to find something that works for me, and so I have time in my studio and for making videos, and then I also have a steady side or steady income coming at the same time. So that's kind of where I'm at. I do have ideas for more videos, and I was starting to make a list, and I am making a list of videos that I hope to make of different tutorials that I've seen. It's just really cool. So hopefully I'll have more consistent content. I'm trying to think of anything else on my studio vlog today. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's quite a drive to go to the factory that I'm working at. I got to go tomorrow, but and it's early. It's an early morning thing, and I'm not a morning person, so this has also been interesting for me. But it's good to do new things and to challenge ourselves to do new things, I think. And I tell myself I can do hard things. I can do hard things. And I think it'll also be a motivation to make me come in here and sit down and sew, because, you know, it'll just be good for me. So that's where I'm at today. If anything changes, I will let you guys know. And on my studio vlogs here. And I'm going to try to use what I have. That's another thing that was on my heart today. I've got so much of this fabric in here, and if I don't use it up, you know, it's all going to have to be washed again and cleaned, because fabric does get musty if it sets for a long time, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm thinking about just really working up a lot of the stuff I have and trying to kind of empty my sewing room down that way so I can get new stuff. But I don't want to keep just bringing stuff in and just run myself out of my room either. So till I get all that settled down, then I might do what I was talking about before with the post office box and the what's in the mailbox. You guys send me something and I fix it. Until I can get sort of a routine set and figure out what I'm doing, I don't want to start something else because it'd just be too stressful. But yeah, my thinking is to come in here and kind of be like, take the kind of the discipline that I'm learning at the factory and kind of apply it here, and then try to work the stuff that I've got in here out, and, you know, like maybe one day just try to do a bunch of jeans, maybe one day try to do, you know, just really work through the stuff I have, and then start bringing in newer stuff. Even if some of the stuff that I don't plan on using in upcycle clothing, but it's just sitting here, sheet goods, I've got like sheets. And some of them I just, after I bought them, I didn't want to use them because they got a poly mix in them. But, you know, maybe make a rug or use it up somehow. And if I can't use it, go donate it. Like, you know, just to kind of get through a lot of the stuff that I have on hand. So not that I'm not going to buy anything new, but I'm going to be really selective, I think, about what I bring in here and try to work through a lot of the product that I have. And if I don't think I can use it and it's good wearable stuff, then take it to a donation center and just kind of, you know, get my stock in here down a little bit. And so that is also was on my heart this week, was to do that. And I don't know, how about you guys? I mean, they call it de-stashing, I think. But when you've had something for a long, long time and you can't think of a plan for it, or you're not going to use it, it starts becoming a burden to your heart. And I think for me, I just really want to come in here and have this feel alive to me and not stressful. You know, I don't want to come in and feel like, oh, I've got to use that. Like, I want to come in here and be excited about, you know, using something that I got and I already have a plan for it. And I think that's a lot of the problem that I have is it's stuff people gave to me that they didn't want. And I'm like, yeah, I can use it. But then I think of like, they'll give me a stack and I use like 2 things, but I don't know how to use the rest of it. So then it goes on a shelf. Well, the problem with that is I start getting overrun. So, and I'm trying to think of anything else really going on. I don't have a lot really going on around here. I've been mostly just kind of learning this job. I've worked 2 whole days now, but I am, because several people there working said, wow, it really makes a difference when you sew. So I'm doing really good. I would say I'm almost as fast as the ladies that's been doing it. I'm not as knowledgeable. Like, they know more about the machines. They know more, of course, about the process, what goes where. But I'm almost as fast as the ladies that have been sewing, doing what I'm doing, that have been there a long time. I'm not bad at it, let me put it that way. And matter of fact, it was funny. They told me, you'll be on they call it pockets. You'll be doing pockets. Probably that's all you're going to be doing. Don't worry, just go really slow. And that was the first day. I went through all their pockets and they go, okay, we'll have you doing binding now. They had like an order of 600. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. And they're like, well, okay, put her on the binding machine. So I felt pretty good about that, and I'm doing really good there, I think. And I like the people there. And I could say more, but I'm not going to. I think that it's a factory that's been around for a long time, so it's not the newest, but they're sweet people. They work hard, and they're real people. You know, they real lives, and you know, I just prefer that. I fit in better with, I don't fit in with a crowd that's all, I don't know, plasticky and fake and all that. I just don't. So I'm more of the lowly of the earth. You'll find me sitting amongst them. We'll have more in common. So, okay, I can't really think of anything else to say. I didn't do my quilt today. It's not been on my heart because of the job thing and trying to sort all this out. My finances out. So thanks for sticking with me, guys, and enjoying these silly vlogs that I make of kind of like a diary in a way of my adventure here with upcycling and sewing and life. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You've made sewing so real for me. When you share something you really enjoy doing, it just gives it so much more value. So even if it's in a small circle of friends or your own little YouTube channel, I encourage you to reach out and share what you enjoy doing. It gives it so much more value. So you guys have blessed me all so much. I love each and every one of you. I hardly ever even get a sour comment from anyone. Every now and then I do, and it's usually something silly like, fix your scissors, or some silly thing. It's usually nothing serious. And I've only had a couple that I've had to delete because I'm like, I don't want somebody trying to defend me here and there be a fight. So that's why we're the happy sewing club. We're not the grumpy sewing club. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos, for subscribing and liking and sharing and all those wonderful things you do. And hopefully I'll have a tutorial, another one coming out soon. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye. Happy sewing.